Hey guys, I'm AfroGeek PlusUltraNappy and welcome back to a brand new anime review. So today's anime review is one that I've been wanting to talk about on the channel for a long time now. It is personally one of my favorite anime series, and it is a manga collection I am currently working on collecting all of the volumes for, and that series I'm talking to you guys about is called Assassination Classroom. For those of you who aren't familiar with Assassination Classroom, basically the premise of the story is about this thing that happened a while back where the moon basically exploded, or like at least 75% was destroyed from that process, and it appears that this creature, this yellow creature with a bunch of tentacles like an octopus, did that, and he came to Earth. He said he will not destroy the Earth if he was to teach students at his school, and they decided to let him teach the students of 3E, but the government set up this thing to where the students had 1 year to try and assassinate him, and if they couldn't do it, then he was going to destroy the Earth. And basically all those students were granted, I believe it was a total of, it was a lot of money, but I think it was 100 billion yen or it was 10 billion yen. I can't quite pinpoint the exact amount, but let's just say it was a lot of money to set up each of those students. There was a lot of students to set them up for life, and it is a really good anime series, probably by far one of like the best anime series to have come out early 2017, and this series so good. I would highly recommend watching this. Anybody, especially if you're a beginner and trying to get into anime, or if you date a little special lady, you might have brought up anime to her and she's like, oh, I've never really seen anime, but she's kind of willing to give it a try. Definitely start off with this series, because I did that with my girlfriend because she wasn't too big on the anime, but I started her off with Assassination Classroom and she loved it. Went on this huge rant tangent. She cried, she laughed. It was a really good series for the both of us to watch as a couple. This is definitely a series to watch with your significant other or alone, whichever one you want to do. So now let's get into the meat and cheese within this series. Don't ask me why I said meat and cheese, I'm hungry. So the genre of this series falls under action, comedy, and science fiction. The manga was written by Yusi Masui. I probably butchered the hell out of that name, but you know me, I'm probably just put whoever wrote it up on the screen because, like, you know the drill. I ain't got to get into that. So the studio that developed this series was Lerche, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it was licensed through Madman Entertainment and Funimation. So the original run was from January 9th, 2015 to June 30th, 2016. And it has a total of 47 episodes and 1 OVA, and it has 3 movies total. 1 anime film called Assassination Classroom, the movie, 365 Days, and then it has 2 live action films titled Assassination Classroom 2015 and Assassination Classroom Graduation, which came out in 2016. I haven't seen the 2 live action films. It looks a little weird to me, but I mean, in Japan, they always do live actions for all sorts of anime movies. But I did see 365 Days because we got it in at my work, and that movie was really not that good. Literally all that movie was just a recap of everything that happened from the anime series. There's about 15 to 20 minutes of like new material where it's like Nagisa and Karma as they're adults and they're just chit-chatting and talking about what's going on in their adult life, and then they just have a whole recap on the series as a whole. So I would usually read off all the voice cast, but there's too many characters within this. There's only like 2 or 3 real main characters, and then there's like a bunch of secondary characters. I'm just going to show off a list of all like the main and secondary characters. So what I liked about this show in particular was just the story itself. I mean, yeah, when you think about someone coming and destroying 75% of the moon, you think, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds a little iffy, but then when you see it's like a yellow octopus who wants to teach a class of students at a certain location that is at a school there for top-notch students, but teaches the students who have lower grades than the rest of the school, because you got to think these kids from class 3E were like on the opposite side of the school. They had to like literally climb a mountain just to get to their raggedy ass shack of a school. It is really bad because that's where they put all of like either the delinquents or the kids that have low test grades and just poor grades, period. Imagine how scared shitless you'd be if you found out that the person that destroyed part of the moon and wants to destroy Earth is gonna be your new sensei. Let alone, imagine how fucking happy and ecstatic you'd be to find out that if you kill him, you will be rich beyond your wildest dreams. Oh, fuck shit. Sign me up for Class A. I gotta kill a nigga with octopus tentacles. Kuro Sensei was not an easy person to kill. He literally moved at Mach speed, was able to fly. He was super strong. And then he also had like different elemental moods. So like his color would change depending on his mood. So throughout the series, you kind of see like the students, like when he's teaching, like in the middle of teaching, students will like randomly get up and shoot like BB guns at him, or people would come up with knives at him. But they don't use regular guns and knives. They use like airsoft kind of guns, like they're like the little BB guns, and then they use plastic kind of knife because he's real vulnerable to like plastic rubbery material. Regular knives and regular bullets don't do anything to him. A couple students throughout the series managed to get like at least a couple good kills on him. Karma, he was a student that wasn't there in the very beginning, but he does come back. I thought he was expelled, but he got suspended. The smartest person in that whole entire class of 3E. You know, he excels in all sorts of subjects. You know, every student in that room isn't as dumb as they make it out to be. They just happen to not apply themselves fully, or they just happen to be gifted in certain subjects. There's one girl who's gifted in science. Karma, who's gifted in math. There's one dude who's kind of like a douchebag, but he's gifted in home ec. And with each of those people with their certain level of skills in those said subjects, they're able to kind of work their way to the top on getting like high ranking points and grades throughout the whole entire school, because then everybody starts looking at class E3 like, why the fuck are they so special? How are they managing to get these test scores over us? Like, what are they doing? But Kuro Sensei really makes sure that they get the work done, and that he really helps them out while they try and make assassination attempts on him at the same time. They'll like, say someone were to run up on him and, you know, with the gap, and they try and just, don't ever let me do those noises again on this channel. He'll like do their nails and do their hair, make them look nice by polishing off their suits and stuff like their class uniforms. In the matter of time it took them to not even get half of the way to him. That's impressive. And then you get introduced to other characters. So I'm drawing a blank on these two characters' names, but it's the dude who works with the government, watches the students, and then there's this blonde-haired girl. I think she was an assassin herself. Everybody fantasizes over her because, you know, she has blonde hair, so everybody obsesses over her, but then everybody tries to get her, that one dude, together. I hate that I'm drawing a blank. It's so weird because like Kuro Sensei has a weakness, which is like, you know, but it's an anime series, so they had to add something along those lines in there. They really could have done without that, but I mean, I guess it's part of the comedy aspect of it. Yeah, it does focus on like certain main characters like Nagisa, Karma. There's like this one girl who has the same kind of powers as Kuro Sensei, where she almost killed that nigga in the one episode. Like, she was putting her hands on Kuro Sensei. It was beyond real. I think she was like an actress, and then there was this AI person, someone who was like, you know, a computer. She was like programmed to try and assassinate Kuro Sensei. Then she ended up becoming a member of class 3E. And then there was this other guy who was trying to kill Kuro Sensei, and he almost did too. Kuro Sensei was like, chill out, nigga, you know, we gonna get you set up in the classroom, come chill with us. And he does, but he still makes it a mission to kill Kuro Sensei, just like everybody else in the class. While it fixates on other students, you also get a look at like the good moments that each of them had. Karma, that nigga, first off, that nigga's crazy, bro. That's that white kid crazy syndrome in him, because this dude was like, oh, well, I'm gonna find a way to kill Kuro Sensei, and they're like, huh, good luck with that. And Kuro Sensei's like, huh, yeah, I like to see you try, bro. And he's like, I bet. And then he falls back off of a cliff, and everybody's like, yo, what the fuck? Is this kid crazy? He literally pulled a Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh, where Kaiba, he was trying to get his brother Mokuba, and he said, I will literally kill myself if you don't forfeit this match. He literally pulled a Seto Kaiba, fell back on that cliff, smile on his face, and he's just like, I know Kuro Sensei's got to catch me, and when he does try and catch me, because he doesn't want to let any of his students die, I'm gonna stab that nigga. And that's what he tried to do. But Kuro Sensei managed to weave and dodge all the motherfucking knife attempts and gun attempts, and he gently brought Karma down to the ground, fixed up his hair, even did his nails. Nagisa even had his own attempts. You know, you get a backstory with him and about why he has long blue hair, even though it's kept kept up most of the time. He has really long blue hair because his mom always wanted a daughter, so his mom would like not let him cut his hair. She would like make him dress a certain way sometimes because she was so fixated on having the perfect daughter. Her whole world just got shattered when Nagisa was a boy. And you get to see kind of like that backstory, like the relationship between him and his mom, and how his mom is very controlling and very manipulative. End of season 1, man, when they go on that trip, that whole group was like trying to kill Kuro Sensei and them kids, and Nagisa had that clap with the taser and stunned that dude. Man, let me tell you, bro, oh my god, that shit was banging. Them kids, boy, them kids was bugging up on that trip. Oh my god. And the funny thing was, before this happened, they literally had like a gym coach there, sort of like a gym coach, telling all the students that I am your father, I am your daddy, I am your master, like all that weird creepy shit. He was really rough and like abusive to the kids while also trying to kill Kuro Sensei. Either Kuro Sensei or them kids ended up whooping that nigga's ass. And then at the end of season 1, that dude comes back. You see a lot of good, interesting scenes within this anime series that I absolutely loved. I mean, reading the manga was an absolute treat, but this anime series alone really just showed how detailed and how story driven this thing was, and you really do get to see character development in this series. A lot of anime series, sometimes you really don't, like they be lacking on character development, but not in this one. You literally see the students shine from the beginning all the way to the end. One of my favorite scenes was when Karma and Nagisa had to compete to see who was gonna be the one to kill Kuro Sensei because nobody else wanted to, and they thought that it would be fair if one of those two did it. Yeah, there were other characters who were driven to kill Kuro Sensei, but those two really were like almost like head honcho of like leading the class, and those two had to duke it out. I can't stress how fucking dope it was reading it and then watching the fight between Nagisa and Karma. Karma put the hands on Nagisa. You know, Nagisa was trying to put the hands on Karma too because Karma's always whooping his ass. Karma, I think, let him win. If Nagisa did not actually get the upper hand, I'm pretty sure Karma let him win. You know, for a while, once we get towards the end, the students were really trying to protect Kuro Sensei. They did not want him to actually get assassinated. And then even before that, you get more into Kuro Sensei's background, how he was an assassin. You know, he was trained by a really famous assassin, and then he became a famous assassin himself. But then he decided to sign up for this experiment, would make him the ultimate assassin, which turned him into the creature that he is, let alone he fell in love with a scientist who was, you know, studying him. So Kuro Sensei was human before he became what he was, and you get more into his background as a kid, and his background was real sad, and that he had a love interest, and that he was gonna like marry somebody, and just a bunch of other shit that happened within his life that made him the man he was today. The last episode, bro, where they had to kill him. When I say me and my girl boo-hoo cried, we did. It was so fucking sad because in the end of the day, Kuro Sensei has to die. As beforehand, he says, let me just take roll one last time. And so he says every student's name as they're crying. So sad. He says Nagisa's name, and he says here, and then he's like, go ahead, my child, do it. And Nagisa just slowly pushes a knife in his chest where his tie was. It is probably one of the saddest things I have seen within an anime series. It really like made me feel some type of way on some real shit. It's fun when you watch it alone, but it's also a better experience when you watch it with someone else, especially someone who's trying to get into anime. It's kind of nice to see their reactions and everything. You also get to see the other students too. You get to see them grown up. Everybody's kind of gone and done what they wanted to do. Nagisa, he's a teacher, and he's teaching in like a really rough school, and the students try and jump him, but he uses his assassination attempt to stop one of them, and he explains to them like, yeah, you know what you know about me, what you know about this, like, well, you don't know nothing about me, son, you don't know the life I had as a kid, nigga, you don't know me. Essentially, that's what happened, and you know, the students ended up gaining respect for him. I'm glad that he ended up becoming a teacher. That's one thing I was really happy about. That was my review for Assassination Classroom. I could have dabbled way more within this series, but if I were to do that, we'd be here for like fucking an hour. We'd be here for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I ain't got the time, nor do y'all want to sit through and listen to me just ram on and on and on and on. But if you guys enjoyed the review, leave a like, subscribe if you are brand new to the channel, dislike if you didn't like the video. Don't forget to hit up my links to my social media down in the description below. I'm talking Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and TikTok. And I would advise anyone who is trying to get into anime, I would advise you watch this series for sure. Yeah, it has 47 episodes, so it's a little bit long, but it's 2 seasons. Especially like I mentioned earlier, you know, if you got like a little honey, you know, and she's not really fucking with anime for right now, and you're like, okay, well, let's just give it a try. And you show her this series, I guarantee you she would like it. It's a series that's literally for everyone. You don't even have to be an anime fan to watch this. You literally can just watch the series, and I guarantee you, you will like it. Hit up my Patreon if you want to support me in the future as well as this channel. I got some awesome tier rewards for different tier members. Like I always say, Twitter's always looking a little dry, but we picking up a little bit of followers, so go over there and hit up my Twitter at AfroGeek3. Definitely hit up my main channel, Pokemon1086, if you want to see more content from your boy. I just recently put up 2 videos over there. Check them out, because on that channel, I'm on the road to 1K, and you already know the drill with this channel. I am on the road to 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. If not, we're just gonna keep pushing in 2021. But alrighty guys, thank you for checking out the anime review, and I will catch you in the next video. I am AfroGeek +UltraNappy, and your boy is just